Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Komorebi. Now, if you hear some white noise in the background, that's just my AC and fan going because it's kind of hot. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but either way, uh, it'll probably be okay. But welcome back, and where we last left off, we did some Delta
View
had
which journal
hold on. Yeah, Dad. uh, we snuck a peek through Klace's diary and ultimately regretted it. And, yeah. So, we're about to have the party at Isaac's house. Yeah. So, there's a culmination fragment. Gonna be on.
Experience culmination fragment. The quantum leap.
We're finally going to do the quantum leap with the 4 midnights. It's going to be fun. Epic. So let's just jump right in. Let's just jump into it. Yep, thank you for choosing Argus, our future, your way. Excited. Tuesday, December 31st. As soon as the party starts, the house is full of guests. I haven't seen this alive in here since I moved in. It's intense. Isaac is currently watching the door, vetting the potential partygoers. I stand around the kitchen table with Dante, Taylor, and Kyron. We sip our drinks and engage in small talk as the party slowly picks up. There was still a while until first midnight, so everyone was pacing themselves.
That is such a lame resolution, Taylor. At least be a little more creative.
We're not all writers like you, man.
Yeah, but staying alive? As if you're gonna die in the next 12 months.
With how things are going, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey!
Oh, did you choose that because you thought it'd be easy? I figured that resolution was supposed to be challenging.
It is supposed to be challenging. Taylor just likes taking the easy road in life.
I'm a streamer. There's nothing easy about that.
Oh, yeah, it's the hardest thing in the world. Pressing go live and reacting to online videos.
You don't understand, Dante. It's very difficult.
He lets other people make his content for him.
Damn! Okay.
This is literally bullying.
Damn!
Like you do to all of us?
That doesn't make it okay.
Indeed it doesn't.
Nothing is more fun than friends who can take a joke.
That's what I'm saying. Obviously, I don't think Dante is a bad writer.
He finally admits it.
I thought it went without saying.
Ah, yes, it goes without saying. I hear that one a lot. That's just a phrase for people who are scared of expressing themselves.
Oh, trust me, I'm terrified.
Dante laughs and we all take another sip of our drinks. I'm starting to feel like I'm a true member of this group now. It took a while for me to settle in, but things are finally clicking. I wish we were under better circumstances, though. Despite our banter and smiles, I knew we were all worried. Especially me. I'm racked with guilt from what I did to Klace. It feels like I didn't do it, though. There's a part of me that knows I'm not capable of it. As I stood before the diary, things almost went on autopilot. I trusted him. I trusted all my friends. It feels like some of the thoughts I'm having aren't really mine. Especially as I play back my thought process in the moments leading up to it.
Hey everyone, hope things are going well.
Speak of the devil. I'm startled a bit, and it shows.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to scare you. I guess I'm just light on my feet.
I've watched a lot of your performances, actually. You're pretty graceful when you need to be.
Well, ballet was basically the first form of dance I studied. I branched off after that, but a lot of the fundamentals stuck.
Do things you learn in one style help you out in another?
Kinda. Rhythm is the most important part. After that, it's just memorizing the movements.
So you're not the best at freestyling then?
Well, all of my shows are choreographed. At the end of the day, I have to stick to the plan.
Kind of reminds me of comedy and improv comedy. You know, scripted versus unscripted.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like
And
that.
by the way, can I get one of those?
He tilts his head toward Dante's drink.
Oh, of course. I figured that's why you were here. Sorry, didn't mean to start playing 20 questions.
No big deal, but let's focus on fun from here on out.
You got it.
Dante goes to the fridge and grabs Klace a drink. It's an overly sweet iced vodka beverage, almost white in color. When he opens his up, we all take another sip in unison.
Oh wow, I think I have cavities now.
Yep, it's the good stuff.
A lot better than that beer, if you ask me. What brings you to the kitchen anyway?
Oh, I just wanted to hang out for a bit. That and find out which midnight I'm spending with Delta.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we figured that out yet.
Yeah, what's the order of the midnights?
Oh, in that case, I'll take first.
No, Isaac's first. I romanced him first.
Second.
No,
Third.
Too slow.
Wow, starting to think Delta is the real celebrity here. I guess that makes Isaac last then?
I doubt he'll complain.
Well, if there's still a few hours before first midnight, maybe I can hang out with Delta a bit right now.
right now. He looks at me and I give him a nod. We did talk about this in a group chat after all.
I'm in no rush, though. Let's finish these drinks as a group.
Dante stares down each of our bottles.
It looks like we all have the same amount left. Want to see who can finish theirs first?
If you're looking to lose a bet, yeah.
Without saying another word, Dante immediately starts chugging.
Head start, no fair.
We all follow suit and finish our drinks as a group. There's so much left over from the nightclub, we'd be going through a lot. But ringing in the new year with a bunch of new friends, no better time. I have a feeling that tonight will go down in history. Oh, that scared me. The party begins. Kyron, Heart to Heart 3. Okay, we're jumping in. Alright. Wait, Heart to Heart 3? Damn. He gets 2 Heart to Hearts in one fragment map. Me and Kyron moved to the other side of the kitchen for privacy. How big is the kitchen? More and more people are arriving and the energy levels are increasing. Isaac definitely knew how to throw a party. I'll give him credit for that. But I start to wonder who all these people are. He's never talked about any friends outside this group.
This party's actually pretty cool. Kinda wish we did stuff like this on the colony.
Sounds lonely. This is kind of a social life staple.
Yeah, not much room for a social life on the colony. If we had some spare time, it was at the end of the night. We'd do campfires and play games like Raise Your Hand. Other than that, it was just work, sleep, repeat. Have I ever told you how things work on the colony?
Not really. It's still a mystery to me.
Well, every week we get an allowance of food and water. It was entirely dependent on how much work we did. The more we contributed, the more we got back. If you slacked off, they could deny you the essentials, so it creates this atmosphere of hard work being necessary. It definitely is, though. Running a colony takes a lot of work. So it makes sense that they'd reward the hardest workers. I was always at the top of the list. Guess I love to help out. But when you live out there, you can't really do anything else.
It sounds depressing and demanding.
Some would say the same about city life, actually. You're all under Argus's thumb whether you like it or not. Gotta live life the way they demand it, or suffer the losses.
He's not wrong.
At least in the city, you can be depressed in style. A lot easier to put on a mask when you have all this stuff to do. Did I tell you I went to that big tower everyone keeps talking about?
You didn't, actually.
Well, it was pretty cool. Like climbing the tallest tree in the world. I could practically see my colony from up there. Never been that high up before. They even had a part where the floor was transparent. Good thing I'm not scared of heights. Would have had a heart attack. Oh, and then I went to the store that sold only guitars. I hooked one up to a big speaker and got to play it. People started watching, saying I was talented.
He's clearly excited to be talking about all of this. I can hear it in his voice and the pacing of his words. The cold shoulder he had is definitely warming up. Or it could just be the alcohol. Talented, you have to serenade me sometime.
Then it's a date. Wait, is that the right expression?
Just depends what your intentions are.
Yeah, I guess it does.
He smiles.
One thing I've noticed, though, you have so much junk food in the city. Definitely think I've put on a few pounds by now.
He tugs on his collar.
It's, getting a bit tight.
I've been curious about that collar.
Oh, you have?
Where'd you get it from? Why you wear it?
I could ask the same about your wardrobe. Been rocking that outfit since the day I met you. In fact, come to think of it, everyone has.
Because it's a video game. I shrug.
Either way, it was just a gift given to me on the colony. That's how we'd show affection between friends. A special gift with a special meaning. I heard in the city you just give each other money, but I think this is better. A lot more personal.
Yeah, hey, we've been... hey, we've been like best friends, and I want to give you a gift. Have this collar. Don't question it. Put it on. I ask if this friend of his is protesting in town square. He immediately locks up, like I've struck a nerve.
Well, about that. I actually wanted to talk to you about my past, but I think we should take it to the bedroom. It's not stuff that I want anybody overhearing.
Sure, privacy's important. That our part
Good to
is
know
just-
we see eye to eye.
Yeah, the hard answer is not good. He tilts his head toward the bedrooms. I decide we should go to mine and start leading the way. When we get to my bedroom, I close the door behind us. I know you wanted privacy, and I had no problem providing it. It reminds me of the airplane chat we had. I hope everything's alright.
Sorry, but you never know who's listening in. You're pretty close with Isaac, right?
We're kind of dating, yeah.
Right, I remember that coming up in the group chat. I wanted to talk to him about something, but I don't know how.
What do you want to talk to him about?
Well, you got me thinking about my past. Did I ever tell you about my parents?
You said you never really knew them.
Yeah, that's true.
I noticed that he immediately changed the topic away from his collar. Whatever it meant, and whoever gave it to him must be a touchy subject.
They passed away shortly after I was born. But in the colony, everybody is family. So the loss never really hit me.
Oof.
I actually hated them.
Oh,
Just the idea of them. They were the reason that I was stuck in the colony after all. But now that I'm in the city, I see things a bit differently.
I think we're all seeing things a bit different lately.
While I was growing up, the other colonists told me one thing. They told me that my parents celebrated the anniversary of their defection.
They must have been happy to leave the city behind.
But why? But look at how hard we're fighting to get back in. We needed the help of Cypher and Hermes to even stand a chance. What was so terrible that they needed to run away and force this life on me?
Good question. It's almost impossible to guess.
Impossible to guess, sure, but not impossible to find out. Argus must keep tabs on people who leave the city. There's got to be some kind of record. But that's where things get a bit complicated. Normally, it'd be hard to track down specific people.
Unless you knew the date they left.
Exactly. I wanted to ask Isaac if he could look into them for me. You know, at his follow-up interview. Is that too much to ask? Or maybe selfish is the word I'm looking for. I just feel like it could give me some closure.
Excuse me, if you heard that. It's normal to be curious about your family history. Well, okay. Sometimes you have to be selfish in order to get what you want.
I guess so. I mean, Argus would call Hermes selfish, right? But we all know they're a good person. They want what's best. Maybe selfish is just a term thrown around by people who hate to lose.
I just realized that the text I just said was blue, and Argus is blue, so... yeah.
Like I said, it's always easier to blame your misfortune on somebody else. especially when you don't understand them or give them even ground. If I learned more about my parents, it could answer all my questions. Like why they left the city, why they condemned our bloodline, my bloodline. I may not have deserved a life in the city, but I deserve an answer.
Isaac will definitely help you out. I know it.
I think so too. I just didn't want to get greedy. He's already helping me enough. Sometimes I wonder why, but I know there's no real reason. I was just in the right place at the right time. Is that all it takes to change the course of history then? Just one string of coincidences after another?
You have to sprinkle a bit of conviction in there as well.
And maybe an apple or two.
Ah. He laughs and nudges me on the shoulder.
I won't forget your part in this, Delta. But, I guess I'll let you get back to business. This is going to be a busy night for you after all.
He starts to leave the room but then turns back around.
I know we talked about sharing a bed and stuff, but all this talk about the past was definitely a mood killer.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I nod, completely understandable. But it seems like the mood wasn't entirely killed. He steps forward and pulls me in close by the collar of my shirt.
You've flirted with me at, every opportunity. I don't want you to think that I'm not interested, so this'll have to tide you over for now.
Taking a couple steps forward, I'm pinned against a wall. Whoa! He gives me a piercing gaze, our eyes locked on each other. Before I know it, our lips are locked together too. I grab him by the collar and switch our positions, taking little effort. We kiss over and over as I pin him against the wall in return. This goes on for a blissful eternity until he slowly pulls back.
I can taste that booze on your lips. It's sweet.
He runs his hand on the side of my face and smiles. With his hand still resting on my face, he gives me one more kiss.
Until next time?
Until next time. Every opportunity, romance Kyron. Let's go! Did not expect that. He leaves the room, his stride both confident and happy. Now that was a good start to this New Year's Eve party. Just like I anticipated, it'd be a night to remember. Eager to keep the good times rolling, I head back toward the kitchen. I can't help but think about Kyron though. I hope he gets what he wanted. Not knowing about your family must be difficult. Even I'm kind of curious about them. I guess it's a topic for another day though. Right now, it's time to keep partying. Until next time, experience Heart to Heart Kyron 3. That was a moment. The group is gathered around the kitchen table, sharing a second drink. As soon as I arrive, I'm handing one and start to sit with my friends. Isaac is here now too. He must have let everyone inside by now.
Hey, Delta! I was just waiting for you. Hope the party's going good so far.
Going great so far. Hope it gets better too.
It's only uphill from here. Just cleared the guest list too. Everyone here is awesome. Trust me.
He stops to think for a moment before continuing.
I've got that surprise all prepared too.
Should we be scared?
Should we be scared?
No reason to be. I think you'll love it. Who are all these people anyway? There's no way you have this many friends. You'd be surprised. No, because it's not true. Ouch. I've made a lot of connections over the years, you know. Normally, I don't let my worlds collide, but tonight is special.
I ask him why he said he was waiting for me.
Oh, right. My follow-up interview is all organized now. After that, I'm pretty sure this promotion is all mine.
He holds up his drink.
New year, new Isaac.
We all sip.
That's pretty awesome. When is it, by the way?
That's the cool part. It's on the 5th of January.
The same day that Cypher's Hermes are gonna
You mean Hermes Day?
Yeah, Hermes Day.
Is that what we're calling it now?
It made sense in my head.
Then, yeah, Hermes Day.
You might miss what happens on the street then.
Doubtful. I bet it'll be on every TV in their HQ. Plus, I can look into this agent Delta's been talking about.
I can tell that Kyron's buying his tone. This will be the perfect moment to ask Isaac about his family. But for some reason, he says nothing, simply looking dejected.
Sounds like January's gonna be awesome then. Anime convention, Isaac's promotion.
Oh, I have news too. I've made up an ending for our campaign. The next session might just be our last one. And because I want to brag, yes, you'll love it. Our last session? That was kind of fast.
Yeah, we only did we only did 3 sessions. Well, so far we did 2 sessions. That is going 3 sessions? That didn't last. That's like probably the shortest campaign ever.
Well, things are pretty unpredictable right now. I have no idea what our situation will look like next week. So I decided to end on a high note. Nobody likes a cliffhanger.
That's fair.
It was only a test run anyways. If it goes well, I can plan a second one. I'm thinking bigger and better is a good mindset to have.
Let's hope it all goes well then.
Another sip.
Speaking of which, it's almost first midnight.
Wow, time sure flew by.
You were watching the door for a couple hours?
You were standing by the door for a couple hours?
Fair. At least I didn't miss anything important. Should we head to the backyard? The live music will start soon. What kind of live music did you hire? Nothing too fancy. Just strings and stuff. For slow dancing.
Slow dancing.
Strings are the definition of fancy.
Don't worry, I'm the follow-up act. Got a nice song picked out too.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Hey, thanks for following through on your promise.
Anything for you.
Aww. They tapped their drinks together like a toast.
Remember, Delta, this is our midnight.
Wow, I'm kind of jealous. He's performing during your date?
Yeah, I think I picked the perfect time and place. It's not the most upbeat song, but people seem to love it.
Well then, we'll let you get to it. Hope you two are ready for a slow dance. This live music stuff doesn't come cheap.
I'm definitely not much of a dancer, but God. First midnight. Klace, Heart to Heart 3. Oh boy. In this situation, I don't think I had much of a choice. I owed Klace a good time, that much is clear. Especially after what I did. It's hard to look somebody in the eye after betraying them. Especially when the thing you betrayed is as fragile as trust. Should I tell him? Is there any way I could ever make it up to him? I don't know. Klace steps forward, looking up at the twilight.
Pretty sight, isn't it?
Yeah, moments like this don't come too often.
I'm happy we could share it together. Might not get to do this again for a long time. Once this hiatus is over, it's right back to work. But I'm sure we'll keep in touch. I'm actually counting on it.
He smiles and takes a sip of his drink. Suddenly, memories of his room flood back into my mind. Those pill bottles, I recognized the name of the medication. They were tranquilizers, meant to relieve anxiety, fear, and stress. Should he really be mixing those with alcohol like that? Either way, a lot of things start to make sense in my head. Ever since he arrived, he's been so calm and soft-spoken. Definitely a far cry from how you imagine a pop star to be. Now I know why, and also why I've seen him zoning out a lot. He's clearly going through something. Maybe I should be as nice and supportive as possible. But not in a way that reveals my awareness of a situation.
Do you ever wonder what'll happen when you're gone?
Huh?
Not that stuff about returning to the stars. I mean here, on Earth, like consequences and stuff. I've been thinking about that a lot since the Wayfarer, actually. Especially since we were talking about legacies.
I don't think we're ever gone, as long as we exist in memories.
That's a really pretty thought. I think you just changed my mind, Delta.
From what to what?
Well, I thought my legacy would be my music. And when I was gone, people would listen to my songs. Which is true, but...
That is true.
It's not about the songs. It's what they feel while they listen. Music has always been about sharing emotions with the world. Helping people work through their tough times, giving them happiness, hope, and maybe even love. So I think that's it. My legacy will be in the love of those I've left behind. And by sharing it, they can make the world a better place. So, it's not about my music. It's about me, and my effect on people.
He places his hand in mine with a soft grip as we look up in the sky.
You know, I've got a few people up there, in the stars. I can only wonder, as they watch, if I've made them proud.
I'm sure you've made them incredibly proud.
I hope so. Every single day. I'll have to ask them when I see them again.
Hopefully later rather than sooner.
Yeah, for sure.
With a nervous laugh, he rubs back his head.
I hope I'm not bringing you down with all the sad talk. It's just impossible not to think about, you know? Especially with everything that's been going on lately. But I realize I should stop worrying and start hoping. Self-pity can be pretty addicting after all.
As we talk, I notice Isaac in the corner of my eye. It's only notable because he's looking around, making sure he's unseen. He's holding a briefcase, and he hands it off to one of the partygoers. That's not suspicious at all. I look over at Klace, and he's tugging at his scarf, almost looking nervous. It's impossible for me to look at him the same anymore, knowing what I know now. Consumed by the thoughts of suicide and death. It sends chills down my spine to know that's what it's been scribbling. Especially when we're all just having casual conversation as a group. And to lie about it, saying it's notes for his memories? If he told us he needed help, we'd help him. But then there's the matter of that business card.
Well, what should we talk about next? Still got a few minutes before the music starts.
Enjoying your hiatus so far?
Oh, totally. It's nice to be free from the label. They've barely even talked to me lately. But that's exactly what I asked for. I have to admit it's a bit weird to be free like this. Usually they plan every minute of every day. So this whole go-it-alone experience is pretty exciting. I do run out of ideas on what to do from time to time, though. But when that happens, at least I have people like you.
He smiles and finishes off his drink.
You know we're gonna have to dance, right? A bit slower than I'm used to, but I can deal with it.
I'm not a dancer, though. I nod. Looks like Isaac was going for some fancy waltz-like atmosphere. In fact, I can see the musicians set up their instruments. This must have been expensive. How much does Isaac make, anyway? This house, this backyard, this event. Argus must pay their employees well. I really need to get a job. Maybe you can hook me up after everything blows over. Kinda sounds cool when I think about it, working as a team.
Just remember, left, right, left, right. Follow the flow of the others. Let's not be the type of couple that disrupts the dance. It's a social faux pas, and I'm not here to get judged.
I've never heard that word. Faux pas? I've never heard that word. That's fair. I'd hate to get teased. I start to wonder why nobody recognized Klace, though. Not even a single glance in that direction from the partygoers. Surely a pop idol at a party was bound to cause a stir. It feels odd, and I can't quite shake off this feeling. But I guess it's not really worth worrying about. The band is in place, people start gathering in the backyard. It looks like this dance would lead into midnight, then Klace's performance. I have to give Isaac some credit for being so thorough in his party planning.
Looks like it's time.
He grabs my hands and we head toward the others. Everyone assumes a dancing position, placing their hands on one another. We look into each other's eyes as the band starts to play. Left, right, just like its device. We sway side to side in time with everyone else.
I heard you're supposed to do this at weddings and graduations, but I never really had any time for that kind of stuff. After that talent show, my life went in a completely different direction. I only know how to do this because I watched some videos online.
He blushes and looks away, like he revealed an embarrassing fact.
Anything I couldn't do, I just looked up on the internet. And that way I kinda live through other people.
What you gonna do? if you can't do something, just look up on the internet.
Did you know that they won't let me go to shopping malls? Too much of a security risk or something like that. So there's this one channel that I love. They go on tours of every possible mall. It's like you're actually there. I even watched a video of the big one here in town. Might not get to go in person, so the footage will have to do.
The embarrassed look on his face almost amplifies.
Gosh, that must sound so stupid. Locked in a jet, watching videos of people living their lives. But it's a ruthless world out there, Delta. Far more than it has any right to be.
The music continues, as does our dance.
Just a little hiatus. Yeah, right. All I did was whet my appetite for more.
Wet. All I did was wet.
But I can't really get greedy, can I? Sometimes you gotta take what you can get.
He smiles at me.
I'm just glad that I got to make some memories with all of you. A group of friends I can trust and always hold dear.
Ooh, that word. It's in red. Trust, that word hits like a knife in the heart.
Until death, right? That's the pact you all made?
I nod.
Then I'll be a part of that deal too.
My heart starts to race, and I'm overcome with emotion. We continue our dance, but I feel like the worst person in the world. Besides those drawings in his diary is all I can see in my mind. How can I keep a secret like that from him? How can I hold him like this, knowing how much I've betrayed him? I feel a tear fall down my cheek. I let my thoughts get the better of me.
Hey,
He moves a hand up to wipe the tear off my cheek.
I didn't mean to make you cry, Delta. I'm sorry. We're both members of the same club, remember? If we don't have each other's backs, we don't have anything. But don't worry. Even if I do go away, I doubt I'll go very far.
He gulps. I can see his eyes with the water as well.
Just look up to the stars, okay? You watch for me, and I'll watch for you.
The music slowly stops, replaced with the countdown to midnight. We stare into each other's eyes, enjoying the moment. Surely a perfect one for him, yet I feel torn apart inside. As we get closer to midnight, he inches his face toward mine. A kiss? I slowly inch mine forward as well. The next couple of moments feel like an eternity.
Wait. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Instead, he rests his head near my shoulder. I wrap my arms around him and hold him.
Let's put a rain check on that one, okay? I'll decide when the time feels right.
I nod, which you can clearly feel due to our embrace. Then, it's midnight. Rigorous applause fills our ears. He pulls back, and we lock eyes once again.
Happy New Year, Delta. Thanks for being part of my best one yet. And let's make sure this next one is even better.
The dance is over, and everyone goes back to their social groups. It was nice to see everybody so united for once, moving in harmony.
Guess that means it's time for my performance. I hope you stay and listen, or I might be offended.
He smiles and runs off to the area the band performed in. Isaac is there, and he helps Klace get everything set up. I only wanted to offend him, so I decided to stay and listen. I'll head inside afterward, though, and continue the night. 1 midnight down, 3 to go.
Hey everybody, this is a song that kinda took off. It's not about anybody in particular, but if the shoe fits, you know what to do.
Advance this text box to start the song, and advance the next one to end it.
Alright, you know the drill. We are gonna increase it. We're gonna increase the background music volume. Priority.
You came into my life, that's when I saw you, and I knew I wanted to get close. A lapse in judgment calls for desperation, and I gave it to you, I suppose. But that's not the way the story goes. You're only love without the clothes. My realization is getting close. Tore down the wall, stood in the doorway. Say what they all say, lies and stories. Your sticks and stones will never hurt me. Gotta go in such a hurry, I guess I'm not your priority now. Now. Well, I guess I'm not your priority now. Well, I guess I'm not your priority now. Well, I guess I'm not your priority. Well, I guess I'm not. Well, I guess I'm not your priority. Let's close the door and call it quits. I'm sick of friends with benefits, and maybe it's better if we're alone now. You try to hold me, I've seen the truth and it's below me. You can't control me, not down for more, that was the old me. Still on the floor, you can't ignore me. My innocence is not your glory, and baby, it's a little boring. Spending nights alone in hollow luxury. Guess I'm not your priority now. Well, I 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 guess I'm not. Well, I guess I'm not your priority. Another missed call, another missed text. What will I go through? What will I do next? I've decided it's time for me. Put that obstacle before me. I've seen the past, I know it's coming. I'll stand my ground and scream it loudly. And if there's no point in hiding that I'm my only priority now. That I'm my only priority now. That I'm my only priority now. That I'm my only priority. Well, I guess I'm not. That I'm my only priority.
Ruthless world. Back down. Absolute banger. It was really good. That was a lot to take in. Looking at Klace, talking to him after what I've done, my heart starts to race as soon as I get back to the kitchen. I hate how I'm feeling tonight. There's so much stuff I want to say, but it feels like I can't. Like there's this voice in my head stopping me. Doubt, anxiety, paranoia. I feel like seeing that agent was a tipping point for me. Like some level of denial present in my mind no longer existed. In that one moment, everything hit me all at once. Things haven't felt the same. I shouldn't be standing in the kitchen like this. I'm clearly starting to show signs of panic. I need a breather. Slipping out the door in the back of the kitchen, I enter the garage. Or at least what I think is the garage, since I can barely see anything. But that's just what I need. A moment of silence in the darkness. A moment to focus on my breathing and calm back down. I think about everything I've done and everything I've seen. Part of me thinks Klace would forgive me for what I did. And when it comes to Isaac, he's never lied to me before. I feel like my future will be determined by the nature of those around me. Would Klace be able to forgive me for invading his privacy like that? Is Isaac telling the truth when he tells everybody to trust him? He must be. I always feel safe when he's around. That comforting thought is enough to calm me down. Besides, we only had 5 days until Hermes Act took action. It's just like Kyron said to me. The first doesn't matter if an avalanche follows. In 5 days from now, we'll be the least of Argus's problems. If all we have to do is last 5 days, then I think we'll be fine. Just trust in Isaac, go with the flow, spend time with your friends. Trust in Isaac, go with the flow. Trust in Isaac. My eyes start to adjust, and I realize I'm not in the garage. I'm in Isaac's workshop, the one place I wasn't supposed to go. I instinctively go to cover my eyes, but by then it's already too late. I can immediately see why I didn't want anybody in here. Dozens upon dozens of Argus drones line the garage. On the workshop bench rested a large stack of briefcases, just like the one I saw him hand out to one of the partygoers. Dimly lit monitors line the wall, showing the live footage of the house. At least it appears to be alive. The date and time match up perfectly. But in the footage, the house is completely empty. I know that's not true, since I can hear the party roaring. Is it fake footage? I gulp. This is clearly none of my business. If it was part of a surprise, I can't even begin to imagine what it would be. Or maybe there wasn't even a surprise. Maybe it was just hiding this. I saw my phone to look at the time and realized that it's almost second midnight. I'm supposed to spend this one with Taylor, if I remember correctly. I quickly leave the garage, trying to forget about what I saw. All I can do is repeat my earlier thought, like it's a mantra. Go with the flow. Second midnight. Taylor, Heart to Heart 3. I returned to the kitchen, calm and relaxed. Looks like nobody saw me enter Isaac's workshop. It's for the best. I wouldn't want him to think I disobeyed him. If he took one thing seriously, it was his hobby. He made it clear as possible since the day I arrived. I've done my best to respect that so far, and I had no intention of slipping up. I opened the fridge and grabbed myself another drink. This whole 4 midnight scene was pretty cool. Taylor had a good idea. When I closed the door to the fridge, that's exactly what I see behind it. We lock eyes. It's clear that he was trying to startle me. But if he wanted to scare me, he'd have to do better than that.
Well then, you passed the test.
What test?
I didn't startle you. That means you're innocent.
Innocent?
Only people with a guilty conscience would jump. Trust me, it's a tried and true method.
Somehow I doubt that.
Well, I sure shocked Isaac. And Dante just assumed a fighting stance.
Well, that's because you startled him.
Did you know he's actually trained in self-defense? So when he says he wants to fight, he totally does.
Oh, that's going to be fun. Now I want to see him beat you up. Because you guys don't want to do a one-on-one like fight. I'm interested to see that. Also, interesting.
You're blocking the door, by the way. I came here to get another drink.
Oh. I move to the side and Taylor opens the door. Without hesitation, I slip behind it and hide.
It's not gonna work. I know you're there.
He closes the door and smirks at me as he cracks open a beer.
Besides, you already know I'm not innocent. And I can think of far better ways to show it off.
Drinking contest?
Nah, you'd be the clear winner, Delta. That wager lost its allure back before the nightclub. I really thought I'd stand a chance, though. Oh well.
He smirks and takes a sip of his drink.
Oh, wait, I forgot. We're doing second midnight together, right? Maybe I should grab a few more drinks.
I nod. At least that's my recollection. That was my recollection. God, that was my recollection of the plan. He opens the door again and grabs some more booze.
Wanna head to your room? Some privacy would be nice. That, and it's getting pretty loud.
That's true. First minute must have set things off. The party is roaring and the booze is definitely flowing. Ah, shit, he's not talking. Might be nice to have a quiet moment or two with my friends. Sure, let's head to my room.
Perfect.
You forgot to... you forgot to record a voice line, Klace. No! Perfect. Just perfect.
And don't worry, I grabbed one for you, too. Just remember to pace yourself. There's 3 midnights to go.
He hands me another drink and I start to follow him. Pretty odd that he was leading me to my room. I guess he just likes taking the initiative. As soon as we enter my room, we put the drinks down on the nightstand. There was quite a few drinks too. Not sure how long he wanted to be in here. I look at the time and it was still quite a while until we hit second midnight.
Ugh, socializing can be so exhausting. It's a lot harder in person compared to my chat.
I can relate that fully, but instead of like chat or whatever, it's like online in general. I have a much easier time talking online or texting online. So I can relate that hard.
Hope you don't mind taking a breather with me. Oh, also, thank you for letting me use your room.
He sits on the edge of the bed.
I would have asked Klace, but he started locking his. Can't blame a guy for valuing privacy, though.
Klace started locking his door?
I'm pretty fond of my private life, too. It's why I only ever hang out with the core group. Nights like this really make me realize how comfortable I am with all of you. Throw some strangers into the mix, and all of a sudden I can barely talk. I guess everyone has a comfort crowd, though. But I gotta step it up. I'm hosting a panel at the con.
They're hosting a panel? He's hosting a panel at the con? I sit down beside them and we continue chatting.
Yeah, streaming 101. That kind of stuff. A lot of people ask me how they can make it. But it's not as simple as all that. If there was a formula, then everyone would be successful. I hate to brag, but I feel like my personality is a big part of it. I mean, they choose to watch me over everyone else. When I try to list some reasons, that one just rises right to the top.
Your personality is great. You outshine the others.
Thanks, Delta. I'm glad you think so. Oh, you watched that stream I did with Klace, right? Honestly, that one was a little tame compared to my normal. Maybe you should pop over and guest sometime?
I nod as Taylor gives me a wide smile. He takes a large swig of his drink, then lays back on the bed. I do the same, and we stare up at the ceiling together. He sighs, before quickly reverting to a previous topic.
People are the worst sometimes, aren't they? It's so much easier when it's username scrolling past my screen. At least then I have some time to rehearse my answers.
Come to think of it, I've never seen Taylor interact with people outside my group. Again, another hard relate. But given everything I know about his past, social issues don't surprise me at all.
A lot of my streamer friends are going to be at the con. I'm paranoid that I won't make a good first impression. Especially when potential collabs are on the line. They're going to be judging me from the moment they meet me. If I'm not entertaining enough, I'll lose opportunities. I'm already having enough trouble with those leaked photos.
Leaked photos? Is there a spicy story here?
I wish. It's actually a lot more embarrassing than that. Some photos of me as a teenager were leaked, back when I lived in a group home. I was a lot bigger back then. Huge, you could say.
To clarify whether he means muscle or fat, which is interesting. But I have to ask him what exactly this group home was about.
Well, it was a different one every year, to be honest. It was just a place for troubled youth, or kids with no parents. Like a shelter, I guess, run by volunteers from the community. But I was stupid back then. Took out my problems on other people. I guess I was a bully if we're putting a label on it.
That's literally bullying!
So, if I acted up too much, they'd just transfer me. That's how I ended up in so many places. At least the local cuisine helped me cope. If there's one thing I love to do, it was eat. But I'm getting ahead of myself here anyway. Someone leaked those photos, and people are making fun of me. I hate to see myself like that, you know? A reminder of who I was. Oh, and just so we're clear, I'm not really talking about my size. It's the person I was on the inside. I hated him. But I guess maybe I deserve this. I bullied a lot of people. Didn't make their lives any easier. It was only a matter of time until someone from my past came along.
That's true. We can never outrun our past.
You seem to be doing a pretty good job at it. In fact, I barely know anything about your life before Toronto. Not that I'm entitled to anything, just an observation.
He grabs his drink and sips it, even from this weird angle. Oh yeah, because they're both laying down.
Want to know how I lost all that weight, Delta?
I nod.
There was this one guy. I bullied him more than the rest. Guess he had too much and came up with a plan for revenge.
Oh, what do you do?
Decided to take advantage of an allergy of mine. I just don't think he knew how bad it actually was. Life is a blur for a little while after that, but I remember being in a hospital. When I got out, I looked more like I do today. Can't put the weight back on, no matter how hard I try. I figured that karma was done with me, but now everyone is sharing those old photos around. It's like a constant reminder of my past. Every single day.
He scoffs.
As if a constant reminder of the future wasn't bad enough already. Every time the lights go out, I'm scared it's happening all over again.
That's true. He told me about his vision in complete darkness. Even during our first time in the plane, we noticed that he seemed afraid of the dark.
But you know what? This has given me a pretty unique perspective. A lot of people make fun of me online for being too skinny. Now, other people are making fun of me for the opposite. It's really dumb, isn't it?
Yeah.
No matter what your body is like, there's always going to be someone who judges you. The only option we really have left is to love ourselves just the way we are. Because I know they definitely won't. And at least we have power over our own feelings. Speaking of feelings, though,
He turns his head to face me, and I do the same.
sometimes someone special comes along. Someone who we just know won't judge us. And sometimes that makes everything easier to bear.
He smiles and rubs a hand on my face.
Go ahead. Test my theory. Do you see me any different after that story?
I shake my head. Of course not. It meant a lot that he trusted me with all his information.
Then I guess that test was right. You are an innocent one, Delta.
You are whispering into my ears. God damn.
But if you're with me, that'll definitely change.
Back up! Hold on a second. Time out. He presses his lips against mine, and we hold them together for a small eternity. After that, he softly pulls back. I lean in for another kiss, and we begin to make out. 1, 2, 3. I start to lose count as we relinquish ourselves to passion's surrender. He gets on top of me, sitting in my lap while I lay on the bed. We lock eyes, his gaze fierce as his kisses. Running his hands along my body, he leans in to continue making out. A moment later, I hold him tight and close, standing up in the bed. Wrapping his legs around me, I slowly hold him and kiss him, while approaching the wall. Using it to support his back, we continue to kiss while he's propped up on my body. Wait, so his legs are off the ground and around my body, and he's against the wall. This is way more intense than Kyron's. We're so engrossed in each other that we have to pull back to catch our breath. Jesus. The faint echo of the partygoers counting down to midnight fills my ears. Tara looks to the left at the light switch by the doorframe. He can easily reach it from his current position.
Here, let me get that.
An innocent one. Oh. Okay, third midnight. Dante, Heart to Heart 3. Oh boy, jeez, that was something. That was a nice little pick-me-up. Tara was definitely easygoing. That's opened up the most to me. Aside from Kyron, he's the only other person who's told me about his vision. That clearly made a difference in how much we were able to bond. It's almost like a wall that needs to be broken before we can move forward. I start to wonder what Isaac's vision was. Dante's too. As far as Klace goes, I can only imagine that his is extremely concerning. But he still remained a mystery to me, all three of them. I knew that Isaac's positive, and it had to do with our current situation. Klace was bad enough that he had a business card for the Vision Protection Program. But Dante, I don't think he said a single thing about his. Is he taking stories from his future like Klace did with his music? All I can do is think back to that day when we made a pact against fate. They weren't in touch and aimed their visions anymore, not even an afterthought. Even in the certainty of their visions, there's still so much uncertainty. Hopefully I can get them to open up and share a little more. God damn, I stopped dead in my tracks. It's them again. It can't be. It's actually impossible. Yet I'm seeing it with my own two eyes. They stand there, giving me that smirk again. This isn't real. This can't be real. I shake my head, but they're still there. A moment later, they hold their hand. It's not an apple this time. It's Klace's diary? Nobody else in the room seems to be aware of their presence. Why are they doing this to me? I need to know. They taunt me with symbols of my guilt, my regrets. A testament to every act of folly since I arrived. I start to rush toward them, maintain eye contact. They need to tell me why. I bump into Dante and stumble back.
Whoa, just who I was looking for. Having a good time so far, Delta?
Dante, it's that agent again. Why were you sad? Why were you corrupted sad? Having the time of my life.
Glad to hear it. Want another drink? I can barely taste the booze in these things.
God damn. I could tell he's already drunk, at least a little. But I choose to take him up on his offer and have another. We are already halfway there, to the fourth and final midnight.
You know, it's almost our time to hang out. I've been looking forward to this night for a while now. Ever since Taylor suggested the whole quantum leap thing. I'm a sucker for big moments, though. And like I say, New Year's Eve is one of the best. Super glad we get to spend one of these midnights together.
I smile, yet feel nothing but fright on the inside. That's not even what I wanted to say to him. But the agent just vanished, like a figment of my imagination. It's impossible. I know it wasn't hallucinating. It was real. It had to be. Somehow they're messing my head. Making me see things, feel things, do things. Or perhaps I'm just saying that to absolve myself of some guilt.
You okay, Delta? Looks like you zoned out there.
I shake my head and tell him that everything's fine.
Wanna take your drink and go someplace quiet? Maybe my room? You know, like when we first hung out.
Your room this time. I nod.
Just don't try and get me to spill any plot secrets. After a few drinks, who knows what I'll say.
Oh boy. Right. Red tape. NDAs. I've been silent on a lot of stuff myself lately. Maybe that's it. I've been bottling up everything inside. Let's just hope that sometime soon I can let it all out. We enter his room, and he immediately turns off his monitor.
Ooh, can't be letting anyone see my writing. Not by choice, of course. I just don't want to get sued.
What does that mean? We both take a sip of our drink. Honestly, I'm done with all the booze. It was good to party for the first couple of weeks, though. In fact, part of me hopes we can go through all the booze that Klace bought. The party is pretty loud, and I can tell everyone's had a few.
So, I actually wanted to give you something. I meant to do this earlier, but I saved it for tonight.
What the fuck is that answer? What is that answer? Why would you say that? Really? Thanks, Dante.
No problem. Always happy to give gifts to my friends. I just hope you don't find this one too sappy or anything.
Oh boy, what is it?
I know you've never really read my work, so I wanted to give you something special.
He walks over to his bookshelf and takes something out.
Here.
After he hands it over, I inspect it. It's an autographed copy of one of his novels.
Well, I hope it's not weird that I consider my own work a gift, but this is a first edition copy. There aren't many out there.
And it's also autographed.
It was part of a test run to see if the book could sell. After it did well, they printed way more.
It's called Forlorn. I remember Klace mentioning he had a first edition copy as well.
It's also the one with the character that reminded me of you.
Aww. Oh, yeah, that character that died in the end. But I completely forgot about that in the first part. Of literally everything. With your first heart-to-heart was, oh, they die. I think he means that character that dies. Yep.
I'm always a bit hesitant to give away my own books. A lot of people think I'm just full of myself or something. But I consider my work an extension of myself. Like I always say, the purest form of self-expression. So to me, it's like giving a piece of myself away. God, imagine doing that then getting shut down.
That would suck.
It happens more than you'd think. That's why I'm so selective about it. I was pretty sure it wouldn't fall flat on you, though, so in my mind, you're one of the good ones.
That's pretty flattering, and I understand his intent. I don't really think of this as a self-serving gesture.
I hope you'll read it.
Don't be mean! Of course I'll read it.
Glad to hear it. Make sure to tell me what you think.
Why are there so many mean options? That was 2 in a row! For Dante! He smiles at me and rubs the back of his head.
Everything going on lately has got me thinking a lot. With how uncertain tomorrow is, I need to seize every moment, especially if I want my vision to come to pass.
He sits down on the edge of his bed and taps the spot beside him. I guess it doesn't consider me a stranger anymore. That's nice. Oh yeah. I remember that too. I join him, place my drink on the nightstand beside me.
I know how I told you about reconnecting with my family. Well, to be honest, it was more than just wishful thinking. It's not that I want to do it, it's more like I know I'll do it regardless. So why get in the way of progress, right?
He takes a sip of his drink.
We're all at the dinner table. Happy. Laughing. Not a care in the world.
That was a quick mood change.
I have a brother, too. That one was a shock to me. But that's all there is to it. One big, happy family. Talk about a boring vision, huh?
Doesn't sound boring to me. A guarantee of reconciliation is a big deal.
I guess so. I didn't really think about reconnecting with them until recently. I guess seeing them almost every day was enough. I don't even know if this makes any sense, but even after I ran away from home, they still kept me company. Knowing that the vision would happen again, it got me through some rough nights. Especially since we were happy in it. A far cry from how I left things when I ran away.
Another sip.
That, and there's no place more lonely than a library. Trust me. I wouldn't wish that fate on my worst enemy.
He's actually a pretty interesting guy. Grew up in the library and used it to hone his skills as a writer. Abandoning family he knew he reconnected with through his vision.
I have that vision to thank for my independence, too. Sometimes when you run away, you never know what'll happen. I guess I was graced with the knowledge that it'd only be temporary. That made it a lot easier to pull the trigger. I guess part of me knew we'd be happy again in the future. But it's been a long time since then. They haven't reached out, so I think it's my turn. I wonder if they read my novels, you know? Or for that matter, what my brother's name is. Oh, no, I'm just rambling, though. I didn't bring you here to put you to sleep.
You're cute when you ramble, Dante.
Wait, what? I mean, thanks, Delta. It's so easy to judge people after they vent. I'm just glad that it didn't sour your perception of me.
He got really flustered. He stands up from the bed.
Hear that?
I can hear the party goers count down in the backyard. It looks like during midnight was finally here. I stand up from the bed and turn to face Dante. Our eyes lock and I feel emotion coursing through me. Everything he told me, I could see it all in his eyes. The pain, the loneliness, but the hope too. Part of me wonders what he sees in mine. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year,
Delta.
Happy New Year. We hug each other, securing a tight embrace. It lasts for a while, but doesn't feel awkward in any way. I realize it's the first time we've ever been this close. When the hug ends, he steps back and looks into my eyes again.
You know, I've honestly just been stalling since I'm nervous.
Why?
Well, you know how I said that book was like a part of myself?
He's stuttering.
There's a reason I wanted you to have it. After you read it, you'll know me so much better. Even if you don't realize it, you still will. Each word is my heart poured onto that page. And I wanted you to have it.
He rubs the back of his head, clearly nervous.
So, since you'll be getting to know me better, I was wondering if I could have the honor of doing the same. Not to myself. Wow, I am ruining the moment. I just think it would be cool if we spent more time together.
That is, I don't care. That is adorable. That is adorable. That face says everything.
Especially after all this Argus nonsense comes to an end. I know you're already dating within the group, but that won't be an issue.
God. No, a date. It'll be my honor.
Wow. Talk about a happy new year. Thanks, Delta. This is gonna be my best one yet.
He places his hand in mine and brings it to his lips. Big happy feeling. Pursue all romance options simultaneously. Wow. That... Kissing on top of it softly, he releases his grip and smiles.
I can think of a few cool places to go, but right now, we've got a party to get to. Don't want to miss that fourth and final midnight.
No, don't leave me. We leave their room, hopeful for a great end to the quantum leap. Isaac will be spending fourth midnight with me. I'm kind of nervous. Whatever surprise he had planned, he's sure been tight-lipped about it. God. That sprite of Dante was just adorable as hell. Me and Dante return to the kitchen, seeing Taylor, Isaac, Klace, and Kyron. They all stand by the exit to the backyard, engaged in conversation. I could tell they're debating something. It's a friendly argument.
There's no way you can pull that off. At least not without raising suspicion.
Yeah, I'm with Taylor on that one.
Hey, I think Isaac can do anything he puts his mind to. It seems like nothing compared to getting me in the system.
Maybe.
Dante, Delta, come over here real quick. Gotta show you my latest innovation.
Oh boy.
You gotta stop innovating, Isaac. Especially when Argus could be watching us.
Oh, we're fine. Give me your phone for a sec.
No.
Dante.
All right, fine.
Dante hands Isaac his phone. He holds up to the scanner on the backyard door, and I hear the standard chime.
Enjoy your trip, Dante. You may leave the house 5,126 more times today.
I'm sorry, what?
Remember, a good score makes a good citizen.
Wow.
I've been saving up.
Okay, so... So your score, your visits, or like, going outside. That's kind of sad. 5,000. 5,000, Dante. How long have been saved up? Do you not go outside at all?
Yeah, because I do all the shopping.
Oh, that explains.
And we love you for it.
Damn, Dante. While Isaac has like 3 visits per day or some shit, you have like 5,000. Isaac hands Dante back his phone.
It's also why I wanted to use you as an example. I knew you'd have enough excursion credits to spare.
Fair enough.
That didn't prove anything, Isaac.
I'm getting there.
He faces me and Dante and starts to explain.
I've always hated the whole credit system. So, I made a mod that lets you leave without spending any.
Okay, now I'm with Taylor. There's no way you could pull that off.
I'm a prodigy, remember?
Yeah, his Steam badge card says he's a technology prodigy, somewhere close to that line. So he knows what he's doing.
You gotta stop saying that.
But it's a licensed thing.
Humility is a pretty good trait to have.
Well, let me prove it then.
He closes the backyard door to reset the switch. Danny holds his phone up against the scanner. Door unlocks and opens with no message at all.
Why should I have to use a credit to go into my own backyard? It was a stupid rule anyway. This just makes things easier.
Is this the surprise you wanted to show us?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Isaac, you're being mysterious again and I hate it. He smirks at us, dodging the question on purpose.
So, does it only work on this door, or...
Theoretically, I could tune it to any lock. Kind of like how I could put an identity on any phone.
So you could unlock any door?
If I wanted to, I guess. But I never use this stuff for evil. I find flaws in the system like this all the time. Just little things that people could take advantage of.
Aren't you becoming one? I mean, no. The people that conned him out of his... I forgot what it's called, but his, like... their purchases from him. Commissions! Yeah, commissions. The people that they used technology for evil. That was a long time ago. I kind of forgot about that.
And what do you do with them?
Usually report them to Argus. Can't patch a hole if you don't see it, after all.
And are you going to report this one?
It's a mystery. Besides, Argus actually has a team of hackers. People who break the system all the time, then fix it.
So you're saying you're better than Argus's hacking team?
I don't know. Humility is an important trait to have, remember?
Shut up, Isaac.
Should we go outside then?
Yeah, I could use some fresh air.
It's almost 4th of midnight, too. Got about 30 more minutes.
Ready to share your resolutions?
Not really, but I'll manage.
Not really, but I'll manage. We stand together in the backyard, each sipping our next drink. How many drinks are we having? How are we not, like, drunk or tipsy? I hadn't really had time to think about what my resolution would be. Honestly, I just wish that everything ended up having a happy ending. That might be good enough. Play my part in making sure everything goes well. There's a nice ring to it, too. Puts my mind at ease. It's odd how my mind feels more at ease when I show resolve. Or at least dedication to the cause we currently fight toward. Maybe I should just keep going with the flow, like I said. It's not like a river to just change directions. The stream always leads to one place in particular. I should just follow the path forward to January 5th. So if I start to show doubt, fear, or hesitation, no, everything will be fine.
Well, who wants to go first?
Goddamn.
I have a pretty good one, actually.
Go for it.
I want to change up my formula, do new stuff. I'm not losing viewers, but it's always the same content. Maybe some more guests or more stuff out in the city.
Perfect. Change. The heart of any good resolution. Mine's actually about change too, but not for myself.
How is that a resolution, then? It's supposed to be a personal goal.
Well, it's more like a change that I cause. I want to keep contributing to the world in a positive way. It's a bit abstract, but I know I can pull it off.
Yeah,
I'll accept it.
yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I believe in you, Isaac. I know you can do it.
Thanks. Who wants to go next?
I want to see everything the city has to offer. Fill every day with a brand new experience. And I'm open to suggestions. Perhaps even partners too. No fun in going it alone.
Ooh, loving these so far. Delta? Klace?
I want to try and visit all of you. After this hiatus, I'm going to be really busy, but I'd feel awful if we never hung out again. So I think that's my resolution. To keep in touch and come visit. Might make work less stressful too.
We'd be happy to have you back.
If we can pull all these off, the new year will be amazing.
And I'm glad we get to ring it all in together. But I think that leaves one more person.
Yeah, me.
Right. Delta, what will you accomplish?
When he puts it like that, I have no idea what to say. I stopped to think about it for a moment. Let's see. In 2041, I already gave my life a new start. So right now, 2042 seems like a blank slate. Just what will I etch into that slate? I want to get closer to each and every one of you.
Wow, that's a good one. Gotta get your new life set in stone.
I'm glad you're here to stay, Delta. I could tell you'd be a good addition to the group. Of all the people in the world, I'm glad Isaac chose you.
We're doing great things together, too. Just like I told Delta when they first arrived.
He smiles with a look that I can only describe as extremely content.
Well, that makes all of us. Do you do this every year or something?
Nope. This is our first quantum leap. And the first time we've shared our resolutions.
Do you want to make it a thing?
Yeah, let's make it a thing.
Let's make it a thing.
We got about 20 minutes left. Kinda wish we did more than 4 midnights.
Already? I actually want to chat with Delta for a bit. How about we all regroup here for midnight? I can even show you the surprise I talked about.
Works for me.
But first, a toast.
A toast? Taylor holds up his drink.
To what?
We all look at each other, unsure.
Wait, I got the perfect one.
We all hold our drinks.
Here's to getting wasted with the people that matter.
That works.
Wow, that's a good one.
And it'll never get old.
We all sip our drinks in unison.
Come on, Delta. Let's go. We're losing precious minutes here.
I nod and start to follow Isaac. It looked like the big moment was here.
Boom.
4th midnight. Isaac, heart to heart 3. Now, whose room is this? Okay, Isaac's room. Isaac takes me to his room and lets out a deep sigh.
4th midnight, huh? I'm sure I have some tough acts to follow.
We're all in this together, Isaac.
Right, of course. Just feeling some tension in the air.
He laughs and looks down at his jacket.
I need to clean up a bit before the big moment. Someone bumped into me and made a bit of a mess.
He takes off his leather jacket. I'm actually kind of shocked. I've never seen him do it before. I've been here for a couple of weeks.
I guess people get a bit sloppy on New Year's Eve, though. But I'm the guy who hosted the party, so comes with the territory.
Bro, Kyron, get in here! He took off his jacket. He changed Sprite. Kyron, get in here! He rests it flat on his bed and starts to clean off a small stain. That jacket was definitely important to him, wasn't it? He had to put the party on pause to clean it up. It was pretty baggy, so I didn't know what he looked like underneath. I gotta say, though, I didn't expect him to look quite so strong. His arms flexed as he scrubbed off the jacket.
There we go. Much.
No! I think you looked good. I think you looked better about it, actually.
Well, then, consider yourself lucky. I don't really like to take this off in front of people.
Take it off.
Did I tell you that this belonged to my dad? Or did I just say it was something special?
Someone special. You were filming their footsteps.
Oh, wow. I gotta back up quite a bit then. Like I said, it used to belong to my dad. He worked for Argus and was pretty high up there too. So I grew up around the system and all sorts of technology.
So that's why you're so tech savvy.
It was second nature to me by the time I had my vision. I almost knew more about the tech than how to communicate. I'd always be tinkering with one thing or another. It got so bad that he had to install additional security to stop me.
Yeah. Being an absolute menace.
But, like you could probably guess, I cracked that too. There wasn't anything I couldn't figure out.
Damn.
I hope that makes you understand me a bit better. Dante grew up in a library and became a writer. I grew up around Argus Tech, and here I am now.
Is that why you're blue?
Everyone teases me, though, and downplays my ability. It's kind of annoying, if I'm perfectly honest.
They're probably just jealous of how awesome you are.
Glad to know I'm not the only one who thinks so. You usually only criticize others so you can feel high and mighty.
Exactly.
Anyway, we're getting a bit off track. Obviously, you know my dad's not around anymore.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Maybe things make a bit more sense now. Why I'm so good with Argus Tech and why I wear this jacket. They even let me wear it at work, which you've probably noticed. Most people are cool with it, but a lot of them claim favoritism. Not everybody is the son of an Argus legend, after all.
Wait, a legend?
Something like that, yeah. He pioneered the drone technology that I specialize in, hence the whole following in his footsteps thing.
He smiles and tugs the collar of his jacket.
But I gotta say, he looked way cooler in this than I do. But enough of that. I didn't mean to get off track. It's wild how cleaning my jacket brought back all those memories. But I guess that's the power of a sentimental object, eh?
I nod.
There is a real reason why I brought you here, though. Part of that reason is you're just the one I trust the most. And a lot is going on right now, so you might get caught up in things beyond your control. More than you already have, of course. I just wanted to make sure that you're doing all right.
Caught up in more? That sounds a little worrying.
Oh, I didn't mean to make you worry. I was actually trying to do the opposite. Just wanted to remind you that you're safe at my side. So, no matter what happens or what you learn, I'm here for you.
No matter what I learn, that's a weird thing to say. But I guess it makes sense. Now he's opened up to me. I know more about him than I ever did before, and I'm sure there's lots left. I'm tempted to ask him about the drones in those briefcases. Don't. However, I decided to remain silent. I told him to know what I saw. And if I trust in him, then their purpose should become clear with time. Thanks, Isaac. I'm here for you too.
Of course. Glad to know it's mutual. I'm really happy that you moved in with me. It's definitely made all of this a little easier. But I think I've said more than enough for now. No need to continue and get into all that sad stuff.
He then reaches out and places his hand in mine.
You ready to get back outside, Delta? We're on the clock, and time is running out.
I smile and squeeze his hand before we exit the room. It was time to bring this party to an end and ring in the new year. We make our way back outside, and the group is waiting for us. Almost immediately, we gather together and start chatting.
Ah, you two lovebirds have fun.
Absolutely.
Wait, what?
Had to end the year on a pretty high note, you know?
Taylor smirks.
Anyway, I wanted to do something special for the finale. Especially since 4th midnight is actually our midnight. I had to pull some strings, but I think you'll enjoy this. It's something that only I could have done.
Yeah, because you're a prodigy.
When you say that, I'm filled with anxiety.
You gotta start giving me some more credit.
Isaac nudges me with his shoulder.
Delta, quick, red or green? Pick your favorite.
Huh?
I thought it was a pretty simple question.
Oh, of course. Red or green? Red or green? Red.
Roger.
He smiles and takes out his phone. Without saying anything, he just starts tapping away.
Well, what's the surprise?
Gotta say, I don't like the suspense.
Hold on, hold on.
He continues using his phone for about another minute.
All right, everybody. Close your eyes.
That isn't gonna help with the suspense part.
Please trust me. I worked on this for a week straight.
A week? That's one fragment map, I think.
Wow, such dedication.
We all do as we're told and close our eyes. I have no idea what to expect, but my anticipation rises. Isaac certainly had to live up to some high expectations.
Just another minute.
I start to hear noises, buzzing, and mechanical whirring. I recognize that noise anywhere. It's the sound of Argus drones. Part of me knew the surprise would involve them, but I couldn't tell the others. I feel like Isaac would hate me if he knew I went to his workshop. But it was a genuine mistake. I had to stop beating myself over. I had to stop beating myself up over stuff.
All right, open up.
I open my eyes and I'm greeted to a beautiful sight. Drones fly around the sky above the house, each of dazzling lights. They dance and sway in different formations. It's almost hypnotic. Isaac must have programmed this light show just for us.
Well, what do you think?
I wish I could see it.
That's so cool.
How'd you pull this off?
Like I said, I had to pull some strings. But Argus ended up giving me the approval.
We stand there, watching the light show and all. Isaac steps aside and returns with a 6-pack of drinks.
One more for the end of the year?
Sure, I'm down.
We all take a can and crack it open. The drones are such a mystifying sight, I can't take my eyes off them. Not only that, but it's truly a testament to Isaac's mastery of the tech.
Here, check this out.
He presses a button on his phone and 6 drones fly above the rest. We look straight up, watching them against the backdrop of the twilight. The stars are slowly coming out, and the lights on the drones blend right in. But soon after, the lights on them change color. They continue their intricate movements, almost forming a rainbow. Blue for Isaac, pink for Klace, purple for Dante, orange for Taylor, white for Kyron, and red for me. So that's why you wanted to know.
What a way to end the year.
A constellation of our own. Just like you said. Right, Dante?
I could go without the implication that we're all dead.
Hey, we all gotta go sometime. Imagine the adventures we'll get up to as we sail those stars.
Thanks, Isaac. It means a lot that you'd embrace our ways like this. Not everybody shares our views on the night sky.
A lot better than being 6 feet under, if you ask me.
Yeah, totally.
We all sip our drinks as the light show continues.
Ready for the finale?
That wasn't it?
Isaac simply smirks and taps his phone once more. The drones move into a large square formation and their lights turn off. Wait, it's almost midnight. As the partygoers start to count down, certain drones light up. Are they counting the numbers? That's cool. He's using their lights to form a countdown timer. It's almost as if the sky itself is ringing the new year with us. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5,
4,
3.
2, 1.
Happy New Year! Everyone shouts it together and holds up their drinks. Wednesday, January 1st. Isaac hits a button on his phone and the drones softly land.
Hey, Delta. Come here.
Isaac smiles at me and holds out his hand. I place mine in his and he looks up at the drones. In his other hand, he's still operating his phone. He presses a few more buttons on it and takes me to the center of the yard.
This part is special. Just for us.
Just for us? He blushes as several of the drones... Voice crack, my god. Let me restart that. He blushes as several of the drones return to the sky and start shifting around. Then they form a large heart in the sky before bringing themselves lower. Then the light slowly shifts to the most beautiful red.
As weird as the last couple weeks have been, they've definitely been the best of my life.
He puts his phone away and holds out his other hand. I hold them both tightly as we gaze into each other's eyes.
I feel like my whole life led up to the moment we first met. Not online, but the first time I saw you at the airport. It felt like time stood still. I couldn't get over how pretty you were. It's frozen in my mind, as if that was the moment my life began.
Almost in unison, both our eyes start to water.
I wish that was my vision, so I could relive it every day. That one perfect moment where everything felt right. No uncertainty, no fright, just us. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me, Delta. I'm so glad that you feel the same way. It makes me feel whole. Maybe for the first time in my life.
He sniffles.
No matter what I do, our bond will always be my greatest achievement. All I can hope for is that one day, I'll make you just as happy.
You already have, Isaac.
Well then, I'm glad to hear it.
He slowly leans in for a kiss, and I do the same. Our lips lock together for the first time, under the crimson light of the drones. One of his hands raises up and softly strokes aside my face. We stay like this for a while until he finally pulls back.
Thanks, Delta. Let's make this the best year of our lives.
Yeah, the best. He smiles as we head back towards our friends, holding hands.
Wow, and I'm the one who writes romance.
Shut up, Dante. You're ruining the moment.
Shut up, Dante.
I think I almost started to cry.
That really made me happy, seeing the both of you so close.
It's nothing. I just spoke from the heart.
It always knows what to say.
We all exchange glances and smile at one another. The year was over, and we hung on the precipice of a new beginning. It was a moment where anything seemed possible, as long as we stick together. As if to ruin our perfect memory, though, we heard a collective gasp of shock. Close your eyes. Experience heart to heart, Isaac 3. Everyone rushes to the TV in the backyard, and the chatter is overwhelming. But soon the chatter starts to dissipate, and we hear people crying.
Wait, what's going on?
I don't know.
Let's go look.
We all make our way to the TV, taking slow, cautious strides. It's almost like we knew it was bad and just wanted to delay the inevitable. Given what we know, I think we could all tell what's really going on. The people don't budge, so we slide our way between them. Inch by inch, we make our way to the front of the sobbing crowd. On the TV appears to be the helicopter footage of the town square.
Oh, no.
The camera makes a quick zoom to the center of the square. My heart sinks to my stomach as I see two bodies on the ground. They lay there, lifeless, as people watch in shock and horror. Not just Zeros, but people from the city as well. Now they care? The camera zooms in more and I stumble back, needing to collect myself. Those are the parents of the child I kept seeing. I recognize them anywhere. Sure enough, the child breaks through the crowd and runs toward the parents. Carrying a bunch of food, they trip, cut and start to fly every which way. Through teary eyes, they grab a couple of the apples off the ground, closing the distance between them and their parents to kneel down. They bawl as they try to feed the apples to the bodies of their parents. But obviously, they don't respond. The child is carried away, kicking and screaming in confusion and sadness. A moment later, the flashing blue and yellow lights of the authorities arrive. Police cars show up, and even a couple of ambulances. This would go down in history as the first official interaction with the Zeros. Like many points in history, death changed everything in nearly an instant. The view of those two bodies in the ground will be forever etched into my mind. They were holding hands, and now lay dead, surrounded by scraps of food. I think on some level, we all knew that this was going to happen. The police were to close off access to the town square. They unrolled two-toned blue and yellow security tape on the perimeter. Everyone stands back, while fellow Zeros embrace and console the child. The sobbing and shock of the partygoers around me seems to fade. By now, we've all processed what we saw, and it became reality. Me and my friends stand there, now fully convinced of one simple fact. This is the fate of those who oppose Argus. It was made plain and simple for the whole world to see. But the group gives each other somber, almost knowing glances. We didn't want things to go south like this. But now that they have, we could very well meet the same fate. Dead on the streets, simply fighting for what we believed in. An inevitable thing when you place your trust in tyrants. Two hours after the midnight deaths. Everyone left after the news broke. Well, everyone except the core group. I lay on the ground, staring up at the stars. Klace, Kyron, and Taylor are fast asleep, also on the ground. Isaac and Dante are still awake, sitting on the nearby couch. From where I'm laying, I can hear Isaac to my left and Dante to my right. I can't even begin to imagine what's going on through their minds. In fact, I can barely even get a grasp of what's going on through mine. Staying focused on the stars, I just try my best to enjoy the moment. In order to do that, I repeat one simple fact to myself. There was nothing we could do about this right now. Our lives are on pause until sunrise. Might as well enjoy the view.
Been drinking a lot lately, huh?
What else is there to do?
Okay, I like the fact how I can hear Isaac on my left and Dante on my right. What? When you wear headphones.
Fair enough.
Let's, take it easy in the new year, though. Like I said, we're just living up Delta's arrival.
Right. The high can't last forever.
Feeling a pretty solid low right now.
Not too low, I hope.
Jury's still out.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't have a single clue. All I know is that we can't give up.
Why not? It looks like we might have already lost. Knowing when to quit can be a virtue, right? Not to fight a battle you know you're gonna lose?
Not really. Surrender is worse than defeat, because it comes with the loss of hope. Aren't you the one who wrote that?
Didn't know you read my work.
I'm kinda your biggest fan.
You've never really said so before.
I didn't think I had to. Why else would I let you live here so cheap? And why else would I do all the grocery shopping? I just know how important the process is. Didn't want to be a guy who got in the way.
I appreciate all the help, Isaac. It's just really hard sometimes, you know?
I believe it.
The burden of expectation to surpass my previous work, the burden of not knowing if it'll all pay off.
Sounds like you shouldn't give up hope either, then.
It's just in style these days. Besides, I find that despair can be a lot stronger than hope. It's in our darkest hours that we find the strength to push forward.
You putting that one in your next book?
Way ahead of you.
Interesting message to send the people, telling them that it's okay to give up.
I'd say that's what makes us people. Hope is a pretty fickle thing, you know? So hard to find, yet so easy to lose. Why bet everything you've got on something so fragile?
Well, it's better than the alternative.
What's the alternative?
I don't know. And that's the scary part. I'm not even capable of considering failure an option. I think that's what I'd call hope.
I'd just call that stubborn.
Well, you can't change the world if you aren't a little stubborn.
They both laugh, but then a serious atmosphere returns. I slowly but surely drift into slumber as they continue talking.
Do you think I'm a good person, Dante?
Of course.
I keep telling myself that. I'm just hoping I believe it one day.
Hey, I believe it.
Thanks. I'm just scared. I really thought Argus would do something.
They kind of did, though, didn't they? Inaction can say far more than we give it credit for. Besides, you saw everyone gathering in the town square. It looks like those deaths are really waking people up.
I guess they were all just living life like me, assuming Argus would do what's best.
I'm pretty sure they just signed their own death warrant. People are feeding the zeros now, in droves, too. All we have to do is hold out until Hermes Day. We're still going to that convention, right?
Yeah, I have a room for us, too. Something tells me our homes aren't safe anymore.
Staying in public at a con is a pretty good idea. Blending into a crowd is really our only option right now.
Same deal as the plane, then? If any of you need private time, we can wait outside the room.
Works for me.
I'm pretty sure we can do this. If Cypher wins, then there'll be tons of zeros in the system. We won't be the only targets anymore. Not by a long shot.
Yeah, there'd probably be too many targets to take care of.
I think that's what Cypher is trying to do. A lot harder to fend off a storm than a single raindrop.
Good metaphor, man. I would have gone for a bursting dam, personally.
Really?
Yeah, a lot more dramatic.
I'll take your word for it.
A small silence.
You know, I think you're the smartest guy I've ever met.
Really?
Yeah. I feel, a lot more relaxed now. You're probably the only person who could have done that.
Oh, well, they say I have a way with words.
It's not just that. It's your conviction, too. You work so hard despite the burdens around you.
Well, yeah. Been doing it since I was a kid.
What do you mean?
Well, it wasn't exactly my choice to live in that library. I would have preferred having a normal family life.
Me too, man. Guess it's not just Delta, then. All of us have had to start our lives anew.
Sometimes that's the only option.
Well... Have you, ever thought about giving up?
You mean...
Yeah.
Once or twice. That library got pretty lonely. What about you?
Yeah. I'm not proud of it, though.
No need to be ashamed, Isaac. Besides, pride is too powerful to waste on yourself. It's meant to be shared and enrich the lives of others. Kind of like how you're proud of me? Like you said, you do let me live here for next to nothing, and you take on a lot of tasks so I can focus on work. You wouldn't do that if you didn't think I was special. You must take pride in the things I'm making.
Of course. I feel like you could change the world with your words.
Nothing for a few more moments.
Don't worry, Isaac. I'm proud of you too.
Those words seem to strike a chord of Isaac as he speaks on the verge of tears.
Thanks, Dante.
You all good?
Yeah. Just feels nice to hear someone say it.
That was the end of the conversation, as only silence remains. I've never heard the two of them talk on their own like that before. A real, true bond. They really were the best of friends. I lay still, staring up at the stars. It's hard to fall asleep, as fear still courses through me. Zero is dying, an agent on a trail, and Hermes' demands. There's a lot happening at once. Yet all of it was intricately tied to our fate. Moments like this make me hate that I've never had a vision. Having something to cling onto would be so helpful. But right now, even the concept of the tomorrow eludes me. There's still too much in the air to even think about what could happen next. Because what we learned tonight is that everything can change in an instant. I close my eyes, but I can't get that picture out of my head. The bodies in the town square, that child, now an orphan. None of them did anything to deserve this. It's awful. I close my eyes even tighter, trying to forget what I saw. But there's one thing I can't get my mind off of. That blue and yellow security tape, marking like a true crime scene. Yeah, just like a crime scene. But that's not too far from the truth. It really did feel like a crime was committed tonight. And this crime rested solely on the shoulders of Argus. Tomorrow eludes me. Lives are lost. Resolve is found. As soon as we all wake up, Isaac leads us to the convention center. Things didn't officially start until tomorrow, but people always assembled early. An extra day or two to mingle with friends was always an appealing prospect.
Wow, they really made the place pretty, huh?
Yeah, way better than last year.
Too bad we didn't have time to make costumes.
There's always next year.
The atmosphere around me is one of denial. Not just my friends, but all the con-goers as well. It's like everybody prioritizes fun instead of reality. The events that took place in the town square changed things forever. Not just in the fight between Argus and Cypher, but for the entire world. I also realized that Argus is now in red and Cypher is now in blue. Anti-Argus protests were happening in almost every major city. And in Toronto, where it all began, people were giving the Zeros food and support. The Zeros are now in blue. As avoidable as this tragedy was, it seemed to open up everyone's eyes. I started to think about what Kyron told me. The first person doesn't matter if an avalanche follows. Normally that'd be the case, but in this situation, it was the complete opposite. In this case, the first person, or people, mattered more than anything. The Zeros that died would be etched into the annals of history. I'm still worried about what will happen to me and my friends though. Especially with that agent appearing at the party, out of nowhere too. Do they really have the technology to sneak into the house like that? No, that'd be impossible, would it? Unless... I remember Isaac showing us that hack in the back door. Is it possible that he snuck into the party through the back? There's no way Isaac would willingly let them into the house. But then, why were they holding Klace's diary? It's almost as if they were there just to mock me. Take action, or harm me, just to tease me. Even when they disappeared, I still felt them around. It's like I'm being watched all the time, no matter what. I think about what I wrote in my diary just a little while ago. Are you reading this right now? It's stupid, but at the same time it makes sense. If you only taunted me with the apple, I believe that you saw camera footage. But to have Klace's diary and know about what I did, that's different. There weren't any cameras in our bedrooms. I don't know that much. They couldn't have been looking in from the window. Isaac security encompasses the entire perimeter. We are dealing with something else here. Something that, if true, is a testament to Argus' skill. To be able to watch and monitor me without any sort of detection?
Well, Delta? Sound good to you?
I must have totally zoned out. What was that? Sorry, I just lost my head.
Oh, no worries. We're just talking about that bet in the group chat. You know, whether Klace would get recognized or not.
Not exactly recognized. More like found out. I'm still gonna claim that I'm cosplaying as Klace. So if they buy it, then my cover remains intact.
Come on, we got this one in the bag.
Do we really, though?
How not?
I mean, look at how much money you're willing to bet.
It can't be that much money.
The snack bill from our New Year's Eve party. It's gotta be at least $500.
Close to 1,000, actually.
1,000?
Close to 1,000, Taylor!
Klace just chuckles as he listens in.
Yeah, we're gonna win no matter what. Might as well get the loser to cover the party fees, right?
You sound way too certain. Only disaster can follow.
I don't know, Dante. I'm pretty sure Klace can stay under the radar. There was a huge crowd outside and nobody recognized him.
But you want to bet $1,000 on that?
I've won bets that seemed much worse.
Remember, Isaac, I barely have any money. You better be certain about this.
I have to think about that group chat for a moment. The wager is clearly taking up more space than I had in mind. It's pretty simple if I recall correctly. Klace thinks he's going to be found out, so if he does, then he wins. If he doesn't, then we win. Meaning we have to pay the snack bill.
Well, Delta?
I start to think about the situation. Especially since I saw Klace's diary and the card inside of it. Ever since he arrived, his privacy has been his main concern. He stands to gain a lot by remaining undercover. So, even if we think otherwise, this will likely play out in our favor. I start to wonder if that's part of the plan. If he offered to treat us, Isaac would probably say no. But if he lost a bet, fair and square, then he'd have to. Is he really just trying to help us out under the guise of a contest? Tio is right, we got this in the bag.
Knew I could count on you, Delta. Always the voice of reason.
I'm not too worried either.
I'm just trusting Isaac here. He has yet to let me down.
Then you won't mind if I take Klace's side?
You're switching sides? Auto balance?
Betrayal?
Betrayal.
It's your funeral. You'd lose less if you stayed on our side. Then it's only $200 each.
Yeah, but the hit to my pride would be worse. I gotta go with my gut on this one.
All right, then. Losing party splits the bill.
It's a bet.
Easiest grand I've ever saved.
Don't get too cocky, Isaac.
It's not cocky if I know I'm gonna win.
Nah, that's kinda cocky. He smirks and starts walking away. We all start following, assuming he's leading us up to our hotel room.
In the meantime, let's get things started. Same rules as the plane, okay? If you need private time in the room, then we'll wait in the hallway. Just promise not to split up or go back to either of our houses.
So what, I'm just supposed to avoid my own home?
For your safety? Yeah.
Just until Hermes Day, right?
Right.
And what if things go wrong? You're placing a lot of faith in Cypher here.
Well, I believe in them.
Just like you believed in Argus. Look at how that one paid off. They did nothing.
Taylor.
Dante, it's okay. I can understand why he's worried. Let's get to the hotel room, and I'll explain a little more.
A little more? Like what?
You'll have to wait and see.
Oh boy. Isaac leads us all into the hotel room, and the view astounds me. I can see almost all of Toronto, and it's truly breathtaking. It's my first time seeing it like this. Too bad the circumstances weren't a little better. We all scatter about the room, checking out the amenities.
Only one bed? Couldn't you get a bigger room?
What? You don't want to share?
With 5 other people?
Something tells me it wouldn't be the first time.
Ugh, that's not fair.
So, what exactly did you want to explain, Isaac?
I have some insider info. There's a lot of talk within Argus right now.
I'm not surprised, given what's happened. They kind of dropped the ball on this one. Big time.
A lot of people are quitting in order to help the Zeros. Apparently, they're starting to breach other cities as well.
Uh-oh.
Isn't breach a harsh term?
Well, it's just what Argus said in their communication.
So they still see us as a threat then?
It's all professional lingo. I wouldn't take it to heart. There's something way more important.
And that is?
The leader of Argus is coming out to play.
Oh, shit.
Seriously?
Seriously. In the town square on Hermes Day. I guess they want to be present for the revolution.
Oh, snap.
And Hermes can still pull this off, right in front of the enemy?
Yeah, that's a fair point. Security will be over the top.
Oh, it definitely will be. In the town square, at least. But I don't think that's where Cypher is planning to act.
You mean it's just a distraction?
I can't say.
How long have you known this exactly?
Just a few days. Everyone in Argus was notified.
That must have been what my counselor was so shocked about. He definitely received an important phone call that day.
So, I guess everything is lined up then. Survive for just a few more days and it's all over.
If you stick by my side, it'll be easy.
You keep saying that, but it certainly doesn't help my paranoia.
Isaac rose the back of his head, clearly nervous.
Well, this is where I have to come clean. There's, something I've been hiding from all of you.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not really proud of it. But we're at the finish line, so I have to come clean.
Isaac, what is it?
I work for Cypher.
What? This whole time?
We know.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm confused too. What?
I figured it was obvious from the start.
I just thought it was one of those things we weren't talking about.
What?
Who else would have helped me like you did?
Seriously? Even you, Delta?
No, I don't care what the text. I'm surprised. I'd be lying if I said I was surprised. He scoffs.
I had a big reveal planned and everything. You're really gonna take this away from me?
Well, we're not taking it away from you. You suck at keeping secrets, so it's your fault.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, but still.
How did you know?
Well, nobody in the world knows who Hermes is, but you keep talking about them like you know them. Using words like his and stuff like that, you definitely know more than you've let on.
Then there's all those nights you worked late and those sales you kept quote-unquote losing to illegal modders.
Oh.
All right. I believe you. Please stop rubbing in my mistakes.
So he was just taking down Argus.
It's kind of fun to hear, though.
I can delete your identity.
And I'm shutting up.
He laughs, and the atmosphere in the room is immediately. He laughs, and the atmosphere in the room immediately relaxes.
So,
Now you know why I've kept saying it. You're safe by my side because my safety is essential.
Right, because we split up, we're going to get killed.
Essential how?
It's not just coincidence that my interview is on the 5th.
So he's a spy! He's a spy!
When everyone's eyes will be on the town square.
You mean the distraction?
I can't say any more than that. Just trust me. Please. Stick by my side and you'll be safe. If you stray away right now, things could go south. But that's also why I can't tell you all the details. You're free to walk away as long as you know nothing more. I can't risk having them interrogate you.
Oh.
You make it sound so horrifying.
Dante, Cypher is not going to fail. Just stick with me for a few more days.
I'm already down, shoot.
And sneak into their HQ with you.
It's not really sneaking. I'm invited.
Yeah, but we aren't.
Don't worry. I have it covered.
Dante sighs.
Is this part of the promise?
The culmination of it, yeah.
All right then. I trust you.
The secrecy isn't helping your case, Isaac.
Have you been in danger yet?
Well, there's an agent after us.
That's the thing, though. There isn't.
What?
What do you mean?
Sorry, Delta. I looked through footage of the Wayfarer. I saw you pick up Dante's wallet, but nothing else happened.
That's impossible. You must have altered the footage somehow.
But I think this is a tough time for all of us. My mind has definitely played a few tricks on me, too. So, it's not like you did anything wrong. All right?
I nod, but I still don't believe it.
So nothing bad has come of our actions at all?
It would sure seem that way.
But I saw the agent at the party. Tara stares at me and I shrug.
I'll go along with this, for now.
I don't plan on going anywhere.
Kinda reckon I'm here to the end.
See? Then there's nothing to worry about. Look at you, Dante, saying things were horrifying. Trust me, one day, you'll wish you could come back and relive this.
Come back and relive this.
Oh yeah, the few weeks where I'm terrified for my safety. The nostalgia is really laid on thick here.
Nostalgia.
Can we just have fun for the next few days then? I've got a panel to run, and I've got a lot to prepare.
Yeah, as long as we stick close to one another. That means we'll be at your panel, so don't disappoint us.
Always with the pressure.
I guess Isaac expected his true nature to be a revelation. But you can't really keep anything from your best friends, can you? Sometimes they know you even better than you know yourself. I definitely had a lingering suspicion, but it's nice to see it confirmed. A major piece of the puzzle was just locked in place. And like a puzzle, seeing more of the picture made everything easier. I'm baffled by the footage Isaac mentioned though. I was locked in fright, staring right at that agent in the Wayfarer. That was missing, and the footage must have been doctored. So no matter what he says, I still can't guarantee our safety. In fact, now that we know he works for Cypher, our danger makes sense. We weren't an outside case like we thought. Isaac worked for the enemy.
Is it okay if I have some alone time with Delta? I just want to talk to them for a few minutes.
Still can't believe after all this time he's a spy.
I don't mind.
Everyone nods and looks at one another.
Sure picked a good time to move, hey Delta?
Great time. He smirks as they all start to leave the room. Isaac wanted to talk to me alone. I start to feel a bit worried.
Just don't take all day, all right? I need to prepare for that panel.
You got it, boss.
One by one, they exit the room, leaving us alone. Look at Isaac and gulp. What's going on?
Don't worry, Delta. It's nothing bad. You're just the one I trust the most.
You just spawned in. You didn't fade in. You just instantly, bam. I'm a bit relieved at its reassurance.
But I still feel bad for tricking everyone else.
Tricking?
Look, I've been playing a careful game for a while now. What to say, when to say it, fun stuff like that. It was clear that I had to stop holding everything back.
He smirks at me.
Still got a few cards close to my chest, though.
What, in your chest fluff you got in there? What else could there be? Working for a cipher wasn't enough?
I'm pretty sure I talked to you about this at the party. You know, how you might learn some more stuff.
I nod.
I guess that time has come. As much as I wish it hadn't. Everything in the town square really changed up my plans.
What are those plans exactly?
Actually, I can't talk about that right now. You'll have to stay on the same page as everybody else.
What did you want to tell me then?
I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Right now, everything I say is extra important. I wish there was a way to tell you without telling you.
I guess it's my time for some questions then. Did you really look at the footage of the Wayfarer?
Yeah. And I saw what I saw. I'm sorry, Delta. I don't know what to tell you.
I shrug. Are you sure the footage couldn't have been edited?
Quite positive. Even Argus has to stay within the lines. It's their tech, but we still have our rights. I can't imagine they'd edit a minute of footage from some random tavern. The owner doesn't deserve to have their own security tampered with.
I guess it makes sense. I bumped into someone there, right after I saw the agent.
Didn't see that. Again, I'm not sure what to say. I just saw you pick up the wallet and leave.
This doesn't really make any sense.
Tell me about it.
I saw him at the party too.
Okay, now that's impossible. I would never let somebody like that into my house.
Well, they snuck in.
How?
Didn't you take the security out the back door?
Yeah?
They could have snuck in that way then.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why crash our party?
Well, you work for Cypher.
I guess? But their eyes should have been elsewhere. From what I can tell, my misdirection worked fine.
Misdirection?
That report on the TV at work, I was certain they fell for it.
What are you talking about?
It was spoofed so it'd appear like it was live. I even used a voice changer and slipped up on purpose. Like, a few hints about where it was being broadcast from.
So that was you?
It was a trick so Argus thought they knew where our HQ was. Then, I could take everybody to the safety of my own home. After the party, we planned to stay safe in the con crowd. Delta, I'm sorry, but what you're saying, it doesn't make sense.
So everyone at that party was Cypher?
Yeah. Well, except for you and the main group. I needed a safe place to hide while Argus took the bait. But that's the weird part. They didn't. And you say there was an agent in my house? It wouldn't be just one agent, it'd be a swarm, a takedown.
He stops to think, clearly a little annoyed at the situation. I'm just baffled at what he's telling me. He's Hermes? That was him on the TV? He gave Argus the ultimatum that led to midnight deaths? The more I think about it, the more everything starts to make sense. Isaac seemed to know everyone at the party, but never mentioned him before. He only mingled with Isaac, and he was handing off briefcases to him. He didn't just stumble upon Cypher's blueprint then. He made it. That means Kyron has been a test run all along. We're even more involved than I thought we were. It's all been Isaac. He places his hands on my shoulders and looks me right in the eyes.
You know what I'm trying to tell you, right? I can trust that this isn't going over your head?
I nod. His need for discretion is understandable. A vocal admission that he's Hermes, that he's Hermes could go very wrong very fast. Especially if Argus was listening in, like I feared they might be.
Good.
That's crazy.
Remember that pact we made.
He removes his hands from my shoulders and smiles.
Until the end, right?
Yeah, until the end.
Perfect. Remember, you're safe by my side, and there's only a few more days to go. You've made it this far, Delta. It's time to bring things to an end.
I guess I don't really have a say in the matter. If I left, he couldn't guarantee my safety. And, just like he says, I have been safe at his side. My trust and faith in him continues to be rewarded. This is still a lot to take in, both his hidden identity and the Argus agent. It feels like there's something missing here. One vital piece of the puzzle. Or maybe I'm just telling that to myself to make the coping easier. Either way, I request some private time. I need a few minutes to think.
Sure thing, Delta. I'll just chill with the others in the hallway. I should probably see how they're doing anyway.
Close to my chest, listen to Isaac's story. He smiles and leaves the room almost immediately. I can hear the chatter commence, but I can't make out any words. It's for the best though, so it's time for me to focus on my own thoughts. Isaac gave me more to think about than he's ever given me before. Gotta give him some credit for acting in front of the group though. Coming clean as a Cypher agent, but withholding the fact that he's Hermes? I start to wonder why I'm the one that he trusts with a secret. Is it just because we're dating? Perhaps his feelings are stronger than I thought. Either way, I might be the only person alive who knows a secret. Is that why I'm being watched? Because I'm a person of notes to Hermes? It can't be. He only told me moments ago, and they've been watching for a while. It also means that they knew who Hermes was. If they did, they'd probably arrest him. The agent holding that apple is the only part about all this that makes sense. I understand why they have the knowledge, but only that knowledge. There's no way for them to know about how I read Klace's diary. Not only that, but why would it even matter to them? Is it possible that there's more to the story that I know? No, it couldn't be that. It's almost like this agent possesses foresight. They knew the exact moment that I'd be at the Wayfair. And the exact second I crossed paths with them at the party. They seemed to appear and disappear without a trace, too. It couldn't be a figment of my imagination, it had to be something more. This feeling that I feel, it's almost impossible to put into words. I know what it's like to be watched. I subject myself to Argus's surveillance whenever I leave the house. We're all used to our privacy being slowly invaded in the name of peace. But this is different. It's deeper, like my very core is being violated. Like someone's aware of my thoughts in every aspect of my life. There's been a few moments where I feel like I've lost control as well. Like I'm just watching a movie or going through the emotions. Almost like a dream. Fragmented memories of semi-related events. Delta knows. That reminds me of what my counselor told me. Dreams, memories. Then there's the nostalgia technology that he mentioned. I definitely saw something about on the TV during the anniversary report. The ability to revisit past memories. Could that be the key to this? As a society, we've always been obsessed with recording memories. First in diaries and notes, then pictures, and eventually videos. This new technology, at least in theory, is a natural progression of that. Could I be using that to revisit my past right now? No, that couldn't be it. I'm well aware that this is my reality and my present. But if we could revisit memories in the future, could we insert someone else's? That may sound outrageous, but it also makes perfect sense. At least it's a thought that I deem too useful to throw away. Technology may not even exist yet, but I could still make use of it. Every sight and sound around me could become invaluable evidence. The words of my friends and allies, too, could become essential testimony. Like I wrote in my diary, I'm reading this right now. I suppose now it'd be more like, can you hear my thoughts? And furthermore, I wish I knew why you were doing this to me. Because I spent, what, $20? I think. Thoughts of old science fiction stories cross my mind. People's lives could be bought and sold as an entertainment experience. Each and every second, every choice determined the value of that experience. If that was the case, and my life is simply being used as entertainment, well, I can only hope that the asking price is worth it. I mean, $20, I think, yeah, $20. Not bad. Being in lovers with a man who changed the world, that strikes me as a pretty noble life. Of course, there are a bunch of other, more scary options. Maybe I'm caught, and Argus is using my memories to find the others. That thought sends shivers down my spine. I'd rather not consider it. Either way, I know that I'm being watched. I need to live my life accordingly. Whether I'm being watched now, in the future, it doesn't matter. I'll continue to put myself in situations that show the true colors of this group. My life could end up being a time capsule that absolves all of us. Or condemns us. One thing is clear, this is a crucial period for all of us. I can't just relax and enjoy a fun little convention with my friends. Every second that passes is a second that I can use in our favor. Because whoever is watching us right now, wherever or whenever you are, I want you to know that we're good people. Just a group of friends willing to fight for what they believe in. When the sun sets, no matter what happens, I want everybody to know that. We can't go down in history as a group of villains that oppose Argus. Their pursuit of this new technology could eventually end up destroying them. There's not a single secret that could be kept once our minds are opened up. And that goes for them, just as well as me. I lay back in the bed and stare straight up. What an abstract way of thinking. Does Argus actually know what they're creating? Are they using therapy as an excuse to invade our lives even more? It's actually kind of ironic. I remember zoning out during the report in an attempt to ignore it. I thought, there's one thing nobody can monitor, is what I'm thinking. Pretty convenient for you that I chose that moment to get my thoughts. Instead of grounding myself in this new life, I was actually grounding you. Whoever you are. If you work for Argus, this might not go the way you think. So I only have one thing to say. I hope you're ready to see me. I hope you're ready to see this through to the end. Wow! Come to the realization. Part 4. Stronger Than Hope. Holy. Just absolutely shatters the fourth wall. Like it's broken.
Welcome to the final fragment map. This marks the beginning of the end.
Which is really sad to think about because I want to keep doing this. There's 3 fragment maps with the hotel.
Enjoy the conclusion of your experience, and thank you for choosing Argus.
Wait, so am I an Argus agent? This doesn't make any sense. Began the end. Wow, that was a lot. Alright, so I'm gonna call that off. That was a lot. But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And if you like my content, subscribe, like, check out my other videos too. And, yeah, this is the beginning of the end of Komorebi, final fragment map. The final experience of these goons. these sillies. But yeah, that'll be all for now, and goodbye.